today we're going to do what if female Deku had an art quirk, okay? So we'll never know who her real parents were because she was already sent off to an orphanage because one, her dad died, okay? Two, her mom died giving birth to her, okay? So she was sent to an orphanage because they can't get in touch with other family members. Okay? So at birth she was sent to an orphanage. Okay? She was sent to an orphanage. And then she was sent to an orphanage. People don't really like her because she never really got adopted because she always liked to paint and they didn't really want to clean up after her. And she's always the quiet type, not very sociable or yeah. She's not really that sociable either. All she does is just draw and paint things. And surprisingly, her paintings were really good. Her paintings were really good. And the orphanage was pretty impressed. Okay, so people called her the artist in the orphanage. The one she was 3 years old, okay? So once she got her quirk, she was drawing something. Let's say she was sketching a flower, a vase, and a vase. Okay, she sketched it, and it it popped out. And the orphanage decided to take advantage of this. Okay, this is her quirk. Her quirk is called. Now, okay, this is what her quirk can do. Whatever she can draw or color on, it becomes the real thing. For example, if she draws some toys will come out. If she colors rocks in gold paint, it'll turn to gold, okay? So whatever she draws becomes a reality. She can also turn it off though. She can also turn it off. Okay? If she can legit draw real money if she wanted to. She also controlled the colors of her paint. Because, to be honest, that's one of my favorite things. That's one of my favorite powers. The power to legit draw. What you draw comes to life, and you can turn it on or off. She can also control the colors and make paint. Okay. So yeah. The daycare decided to take advantage of this and abuse her power. I mean, the orphanage decided to make the orphanage look good. They would often hide her, okay? She would often hide her and just make her make toys and yeah, because she was their supply. So now she has trust issues now. If she doesn't do any of those, she'll also be tortured. Okay? So when she was about 6, she decided she go out. She would often go out at night and draw and do things on the walls. Draw beautiful things, nature, and many other things. Okay? The people thought this was wonderful, but the police really think it was good too, but it's graffiti, it's illegal. Because this has gone on for 3 years now, and even though it's beautiful, it was still illegal. She was just, this is when she's 6, okay? This is when she was 6. She's been doing it for 2 years now. Okay? So they hired some heroes and the great detective, you know, that detective that's All May's friend, yeah. And he figured out another spot, some few spots that she would be. They also found some a big blank, some cities that were pretty blank, so they thought that she would be there. Also, people tried stalking her, but she would always make a portal. Okay? And so yeah. And once they caught, after 2 years of that, she's now 8. After 8 years of finding, they only come across one more blank wall that in the city that's still blank and sort of abandoned and sort of, you know, okay, sort of gloomy and stuff. So they thought that she would be there. Okay, they thought she would be there because it was one of the only blank walls left in the city. So this is what happens, okay? She went there, okay? And she was drawing, okay? The pro heroes and the detective and the police wouldn't believe their eyes. She was pretty small. She was pretty small, okay? She was pretty small and short. Okay? They were like, is she an 8-year-old or a 7-year-old? Because they couldn't really tell since they think that she was an 8-year-old or 7-year-old. They're like, a 7-year-old, a 8 or 7-year-old is doing this good in art? When the heroes come, okay, they even invited Aizawa, okay, aka Eraserhead. But little did they know that she was smart, okay? Her name is going, okay, so we're gonna give her a name, okay? Because since her mother didn't live enough to give her a name, the orphanage gave her one, which is this is from her hair, okay? Wait, I'm gonna find a good name for her. Okay, let's see. Oops, sorry. Okay, let's see. What's a good name? I will be right back. I'm gonna look for what's a good name for her, okay? Okay, I found a good name for her. Okay, so the Japanese word for hope is nozumu. So I have to make it sound like a girl, so I put nozumi. Okay? Her name is just gonna be Nozumi since she doesn't really have a nice name and she wasn't adopted yet. She's just gonna be called Nozumi. Okay? Nozumu means hope. To make it sound like a girl, I put Nozumi. So yeah. When the police found her, she made a portal. She put down a pre-drawn portal, okay? Wait, never mind. She can't really fit in her drawing, so nah. She's about to get a spray can to spray the bottom of her feet but the police knocked the spray can out of her hand, so she made a pre-drawn lion a pre-drawn horse and rode it. And then Aizawa stopped her quirk and she began to run and she got tied up. Okay, she got tied up. Okay, she got tied up. And then she managed to escape because she knew this would happen with Aizawa, so she grabbed a little knife in her and then just cut down Aizawa's things. And she went off and ran. And then she was drawing a ladder to go up. And she saw a figure, and she knows not to mess with that figure, so she went down and created an eagle and went out. Okay. Nai is also helping, because this has gone on for a lot of years now, and even though it is beautiful, it's still illegal. And Nai said, this is gonna be a tricky one. And since it was too high, Aizawa can't really use its quirk on it. And then they both landed in the alleyway, and then she made her portal. So the heroes had a meaning, because this graffiti is graffiti is illegal. 2, this girl is pretty hard to catch. 3, a villain may come after her because of her usage of quirk, because of her quirk. Because from what they see, she can turn her drawings she can make her drawings. From what they know, she can make her drawings alive or usable. So they called their top heroes, the top 5 heroes, okay? Some heroes, okay? First, they have to get Aizawa. They also got Hawks. They got Endeavor and All Might, because and Nylai, because she's a pretty hard target, because she can make her drawings alive and she can legit make her drawings alive. And also she's been training her quirk a lot, okay? So she can make big objects from just a tiny piece of paper. Okay? They also have to catch her because she might be a target to villains, because villains are, villains are looking for people with strong quirks to make an alliance to them. And then Aizawa stepped up and he said that he heard her saying under her breath that they took they took a mind reading hero. They also took a mind reading hero to see what is on her mind. And mind reading hero, I'm not even gonna bother giving him or her name, said that she lives in an orphanage. She said in her mind while in Aizawa's net, capture gear, and before the orphanage owners know that she is gone again, or she'll be hurt more, which actually shocked the heroes a little bit, which actually surprised the heroes. And then the My Reading Hero also said that the My Reading Hero also said that she was about to cut Aizawa's capture gear, and yeah. So they also hired Midnight, okay? She's also wearing a mask. Okay, she's also wearing a mask. You know, there's one of those face masks. Yeah, one of those face masks. And they also saw her eyes, which were a really beautiful ocean blue, or yeah. These are her eyes. So yeah. And she had pastel hair because they saw her hair once Aizawa pulled her down and some of her hair was shown. Okay? So they found another, so they were trying to target her again. Okay? They saw that she was in an orphanage. So they decided to go to every orphanage around. The last one was the orphanage that Nozumi was in. Okay? Nozumi, the orphan, they also took an X-ray hero, okay? They brought along an X-ray hero and a mind reading hero to see if there's anyone hiding there, okay? Because they thought that she might be hiding, so, and some of the orphanage might be in, and yeah. So the Brown Pro heroes, okay? So yeah. Okay, now they've gone to every orphanage. The last one was Nozumi's orphanage. Okay. Now it's time. Now once they got in, they asked the orphanage, okay, if they have a pastel hair, ocean-eyed girl that's about 7 to 8 years old. Okay, 7 to 8 years old. They said no, and they're asking why. And this time there's no more kids around, okay? There's only a few kids around. They checked all their kids, and yeah, no one. Okay? None. She doesn't have her, none. They haven't seen that girl, so they asked the X-ray hero to, and then the orphanage asked why, because they said that she's been doing graffiti all over the place. And then the orphanage owner said, in her mind, oh shoot, oh crud. Did she actually snuck out? And then the mind reading hero said, and she also said in her mind that she's gonna get a beating later. And feel twice the pain. And my real reading hero says, who? And what? Who? And why did you say with and you're gonna hurt her but twice the pain or 5 times the pain? And she was like, oh, nothing. And then the heroes x-rayed the whole place and they found a little secret room where Nozomi was found. She had a lot of scars and she was drawing herself some bandages. They also found some gold near her. And she was also drawing, but they also found some gold drawings there and a lot of gold. Okay? They found a lot of gold there, okay? They found tons of gold there. And they saw her drawing some bandages, okay? They also saw a secret compartment where it has lots of gold, okay? And then, they saw that the orphanage has lots of money and kids. And the kids there had a great time. And Nozomi was making some bandages since she got tortured again. And she was wrapping herself in bandages since she got tortured again. And then they found her and they took her and they were asking, and then the police asked her why does she do graffiti. And she said this: I want people to feel happy with my art. It is beautiful, and every time people come by there, I want them to smile. I want them to smile and feel happy. And even though they're facing dark times, I want them to still be happy. And they also asked her why was she stuck there, and she said that she was stuck there and no one really adopted her because once she got her quirk, the orphanage took her and put her in a secret compartment. They put her in a secret compartment and tortured her and make her draw a lot of gold and diamonds for them to get a lot of money. Okay? Okay? Okay, they got a lot of money. So he could have a lot of money. So the chargers were free since she could just remove them, and they think it was really beautiful, so they let it stay. Once they saw her reasoning, she was, they were crying halfway through it because they were thinking no child should experience that. Okay? let's go. Okay, now let's go. Okay, UA adopted her since no one really wanted to adopt her, and she didn't really have a last name. And from what they heard, her family was dead, and Aizawa is her legal guardian. This is Dadzawa time. It was Dadzawa time. It's time for Dadzawa. Okay, Dadzawa. Yue adopted her. Okay. She sees Aizawa as her father figure. Okay. And surprisingly, and she was also trained by UA. Surprisingly, she was pretty good. She had pre-drawn drawings, and she was quite flexible. And they're pretty impressed because an 8-year-old wouldn't normally do that. Okay. So since she didn't really have a last name, they decided to look up on people with art quirks, and they realized that her mother and father were dead. Now, her father and mother, okay, is not Inko or Hisashi, okay? So, they found out her mother was dead and her dad was also dead, and they can't really find any good relatives. They couldn't find good relatives. They couldn't find any relatives, so they also found out that her last name was Akabane, okay? I'm naming Nozumi Akabane, okay? Okay, her name is gonna be Nozumi Akabane. Her quirk doesn't really have any drawbacks though. She just has to draw them, okay? So yeah. There's only a little drawback there. It takes a little bit of energy, but just a little bit. And it has to be drawn. And it has to be drawn by her. She can't just rip the painting out of the wall. She can't just rip the painting out of the wall and expect it to be alive. She has to legit draw it. Okay? Okay, she has to literally draw it. So once you adopted her, she was pretty cute. They didn't really need to buy her any clothes since she would just draw her own. And she can choose if the things have to be permanent or not, but okay. So she's pretty adorable, okay? The teacher just adored her because she was really adorable, okay? Who wouldn't love the adorable sweet bean? Now let's go. Let's skip a few days when a few years now. She's 10, okay? People keep on calling her cute. She usually visits class 1A, okay? She usually visits class 1A and she usually studies there. Okay, she studies UA and now she's extremely smart. Okay? Her name is Nezumi Akabane. Because I can't really find any good You know what? Let's just change her last name to Nozumi Shiota. What? Let's just stick with Akabane. Yep. I'm taking Karma's last name since I can't really think of any other good anime names and some Japanese last names that would go with Nozumi. So let's skip now when she goes to UA. She goes on the regular part of the exam, and once they gone there, Mike was explaining, and when Mike showed up and she was like, "Oh hey Nozumi," and Nozumi said, okay, so let's see. Okay, so Nozumi replied, and she said, "Hi." Okay, she's pretty shy and quiet around other people, but with people she knows, she's pretty kind and energetic and sweet. And Ida calls her out for this behavior, and also, by the way, she calls President Mike Hisashi. Because I think that's President Mike's real name, Hisashi Yamada. And for Midnight, Nemuri, okay? I think, yeah. And Aizawa is Shota Aizawa. Can't really remember Midnight's last name, but I know that her first name is Nemuri. Okay, so I'm sorry for the cut now. And then, okay, since Nozumi, the shy person she is, she sat back down. You were laughing at her and thought she was weak since she was shy, and yeah. And President Mike defended her like, "Don't underestimate Nozumi like that. She might be shy, but she's very powerful." And people stopped laughing because a literal pro hero is actually defending Nozumi. So this girl. So Ida shut up because he has to respect the pro heroes. And it was actually true because Nozumi and Mike know each other. So she didn't even fly. In 10 minutes, she's already done. I mean, no, let's make it 5 minutes, and she's done. She passes the paper, and Ida saw it, is like, oh crap, I have to apologize to her. But after the exam.
Honestly, not too bad. But I think they got it down. Like they checked the ears, they checked the ribbon,
okay.
They checked all these Mickey head. Good job.
Now let's see. And then let's go to the written. And then people were like, "Wait, what? She's already done?" Now let's see. Now let's go to the practical exam. Nezumi also works out and fights because she doesn't want to rely on her quirk too much. So once it started, Nezumi made remember, she can produce paint. Okay, all she has is her paintbrushes. She has her bag which has paintbrushes and a folder that has paper, and she has and then there's a slot in her bag which has paper in it. And then she just makes her giant hawk and rides on it, and then scatters her paper creations everywhere. then she also made a paper gun, which is all her drawings out to her robots. She also took out her. She also has a on her clothes. She also has a under her clothes. She has paper. She has a piece of paper under her clothes, which has a machine gun in it. And then on her other hand, she has machine gun bullets, and then on her palm she has a sword or a knife. She has a sword and a knife. Okay. Okay, she also has gloves. She also has fingerless gloves, and each glove has a drawing of a knife or a sword on it. Okay. Okay, first. Okay, so she she has a machine gun. She grabs a machine gun from her sleeve, and then she made infinite bullets and kept on shooting the robots. It actually got her a large sum of points, and the pro heroes who aren't teachers were pretty impressed, and the teachers and Nezu were smirking. Okay, Nazumi got at least 300 points. Okay, at least 300 points, because that's really OP. And Nezu thought of this and pulled out more robots for the students. Okay, since Nezumi was taking all the points. Okay. Nazumi also has a sniper. Okay. Nazumi also has a sniper on her. Okay. She has. Okay, so. Okay, this is what she wears. And she also has fingerless gloves, and at the back of her hand she has bullets, or then the palm of her right hand has a machine gun, while the palm of her other hand has a knife and a sword. And then the back of her right paw, the back of her right hand has bullets, while the back of her left hand, the thing on her left, and then on her left, on the back of her left hand has a drawing of a sniper. By the way, she also has real bullets and rubber bullets. Okay. So she was getting a lot of points. After a little while, she got 400 points. And then when the Zero Border came out, she took all her drawings back, and then she drew, and then she had a big mecha suit. Okay, she has a big mecha, and also she carries her sketchbook everywhere. Okay, she drew a big mecha suit, and then she pre-draw a big mecha suit, and then printed it, and then hopped inside of it. And the teacher was like, "Oh, this is new." And then she fired out the robot, and there's no more robot. It was demolished because she heard the scream and she had to do something. And then she took it out. She took out the big mecha suit and put it back in her sketchbook, and then she went to Uraraka and helped her up, and then sent her bandages, and then she took her to Recovery Girl. Okay? Now, she got 510 points, okay? See now? Before that, before she saved Baraka, after a few minutes, a few seconds before she saved Baraka, she has like 450 points, okay? 450 combat points. And then since she saved Baraka, she got 510 points now, which actually beaten All Might's record. She didn't even have to go because since she also lives in the dorms, okay? Now, next part is gonna be the first day of UA. Now, stay tuned for the next part, and thank you so much for 100+ subs, and I hope you really like this because I did this because many people did it. A few people did this and never finished it. So I'm trying to do ideas that a lot of people did and they didn't finish. So yeah, because a lot of people enjoy those series, and it was pretty sad that they never got to see the end or they never got to see it finish. So yeah. So yeah. Next part is gonna be the first day of UA. Thank you. Please like and subscribe, and goodbye. Oh crap, I have to get